Hi, in this video we're going to learn about routing and navigation in Angular application. So what is actually routing? Routing is nothing but to switch from one view to another view. And how to achieve routing in Angular application. So for that we have 6 basic steps, and step 1 is to download or install router library package in your Angular application. And second one is to configure routes using an array of routes constants. And third one is to register above configuration routes in module. Fourth is to define router link on an anchor tag for navigation URL. Second last is to add router outlet on root component to host views HTML. Last is to define the base path in HTML head section if not exists. So let's create a Angular application using Angular CLI and see how we can achieve routing using those steps. So to create a new Angular project with Angular CLI, the command is ng new and the project name. So here we are getting routing and navigation. So this will download and install all the packages required for the projects. So here we're done with all things. So let's move to that folder, routing and navigation, and open that folder in Visual Studio Code Editor. So this is what we created the routing and navigation project using Angular CLI. To work with routing and navigation, these are the steps we need to follow. First one is to download or install router library package if not exists. So before downloading, please make sure that if that is already exists or not. In case of CLI, this router is already exists, so we don't have to download it. If you not found, then just update the package with this entry and then the npm install command. It will download the packages in your project. Another step is to configure routes using an array of routes constant. So for that, we will creating a routes constant in module class. So constant, you can say routes, that's routes. Here you can see it's not understanding the definition of routes, but for that we have to import the routes class from the package Angular router, and these routes actually contain two things. One is the path, which is kind of string, and another is component which you want to render for that path. So to continue, will create two components. One is home component and another one is about us components. So to create component using Angular CLI, the basic command is ng generate component and component name, and again ng generate component about us. So what this command do? These commands will auto generate the components structure and add in your application. See, these two components, home and component entry are also updated in module class, and we can see these components is generated. Okay, so again here we are creating a constant routes and import the definition, import routes class from package Angular route. Okay, so here path is home, for component home, and another path is about us, for component about us. If those two paths not found, then default path, which we can define using asterisk, and in case of default, render our app component. That's it. So we're done with step 3. Oh, not. So here we're done with step 2. Configure routes using an array of route constant. Now we need to register those constants in as a module. So for that we have to import another class, router module class, and register that and import that module class. In case of for root, this is okay. So here we're done with step 3, register routes in module. Now the next step is to define router link on anchor tag for navigation URL. So let's update the app component. So here you see for anchor tag we are using an href for navigation, but in case of Angular for anchor tag we are going to use router link and the path which we define in constants. Home, removing these things, okay, and for router link about us, so when we click on home anchor tag, it will call the home component, and when we click on about us, it will call the about us component. And our second last step is to add router outlet on root component to host view HTML. So we can define router outlet on here, router outlet. So whatever inside in home or about us components, it will render here. And last step, but not the compulsory, means in case of Angular CLI, we don't have to define that this part, it's already defined, but we make sure that this path is defined in the head section of index.html file. So let's see whether we have. Yes, we have base href config. So let's run the application and open it in the browser at the same time. I think here I have not saved some file. Click on Ctrl S, save. So to achieve routing, what we did, we first download the router package and define the routes constant and then the router module, and another things is we updated HTML with the router link and add the router outlet placeholder. So our project is compiled successfully, and let's see on the colors for 200. Here we have two links, home and about us. When you click on home, its URL string as a home, and you can see in the router outlet it replaces with the home components HTML contents and about us HTML. So these are the basic steps using which you can achieve routing in Angular application. There are different ways also for routing, but this is the one which you are going to use most in your project. Hope you like this video. Thank you.